Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through 150 calming facts about One Piece, that vast ocean of stories that began as a simple manga about a boy who wanted to become Pirate King and slowly unfurled into a boundless world of islands, friendships, dreams, and quiet, unwavering hope. Tonight, we'll drift softly through the origins of One Piece, the creative heart of Eiichiro Oda, the small details hidden between the panels, and the little secrets behind characters and moments that have stayed with us for years, like echoes over a moonlit sea. Together, we'll wander through trivia, behind the scenes stories, and gentle pieces of lore, not to excite the mind, but to soothe it, letting the grand line become a soft, distant horizon where your thoughts can finally rest. As you listen, you can let your shoulders loosen, your jaw unclench, and your breathing sink into a slow and quiet rhythm. The day has already done all it needed to do. Now, there is nothing left but the gentle flow of words, the feeling of being safely held by the night, and the soft comfort of a story filled world you already know and love. And if you find peace in drifting through tales like this, you're warmly invited to subscribe. And if you'd like, softly share where in the world you're listening from tonight, like a small lantern glowing in the dark. For now, there is nothing to achieve and nowhere to go. Just lie back, let your eyes grow heavy, and allow us to set sail together into the first quiet facts of this beloved world. Fact 1. In the earliest quiet moments of One Piece's creation, Eiichiro Oda imagined the sea not as a place of danger, but as a vast, open canvas where every island could feel like a new dream taking shape. He often said he wanted readers to sense a warm breeze whenever they turned the page, as though adventure could be gentle, inviting, and full of wonder rather than harsh or frightening. This vision guided the tone of the story from the very beginning, shaping a world where hope felt endless as the horizon itself. Fact 2. Long before Luffy took his first steps into the sunlight, Oda carried the simple idea of a boy who smiled through every storm. He wanted a character who embodied ease and resilience, someone whose spirit felt like a lantern glowing softly in dark waters. Luffy was created to remind readers that dreams don't need to be loud or forceful. They can be quiet, steady, and deeply personal. In this way, Luffy became less a typical hero and more a symbol of gentle persistence in a world shaped by shifting tides. Fact 3. Oda once described his creative process as drifting along an invisible current, trusting that each idea would surface naturally when the time was right. He kept notebooks filled with small sketches, tiny islands, silhouettes of ships, fragments of dialogue that felt like thoughts whispered on a quiet night. Many of these early threads eventually wove themselves into the larger tapestry of One Piece, proving that even the softest, most fleeting ideas can grow into entire worlds when given room to breathe. Fact 4. The original concept for the straw hat was born from Oda's desire to create a symbol that felt both comforting and full of memory. He imagined an object passed from one gentle dreamer to another, carrying warmth the way sunlit fabric carries the scent of summer air. The hat was meant to evoke a feeling of belonging, a reminder that even in vast oceans, connections can anchor us with quiet certainty. Over time, the straw hat became not just a motif, but the soft heartbeat of the entire story. Fact, when designing the earliest islands, Oda focused on emotion before geography. Each location was meant to feel like a different state of mind, a peaceful countryside, a bustling port humming with life, a place touched by nostalgia or longing. He wanted readers to feel as though they were wandering through living memories rather than simple settings. This approach gave the world of One Piece its unique softness, allowing even the grandest locations to feel intimate, as though each one held a small echo of the reader's own inner world. Fact 6. The first drafts of Luffy's crew were simple outlines of personalities drifting around Oda's thoughts. He imagined them as lights of different colors, some bright and cheerful, some gentle and steady, some carrying quiet sadness beneath their laughter. The point was not perfection, but harmony. Oda wanted the group to feel like a found family shaped slowly, like sea glass polished over time. This idea became the emotional anchor of the series, giving the story its tender sense of companionship and shared journey. Fact 7. One of Oda's fondest childhood memories involved sitting by the ocean and watching distant boats drift like small dreams across the horizon. That serene image stayed with him throughout his life, and it became a quiet foundation for One Piece. The sea for him was never chaotic. It was calming, rhythmic, a steady pulse that invited reflection. This memory shaped his desire to create a world where the water itself felt like a comforting presence, holding every character gently as they moved from one island to another. Fact 8. Shanks, one of the earliest characters Oda designed, was created to embody the feeling of someone who brings peace simply by being present. His calm aura, his slow smile, his gentle confidence, these were all meant to evoke a sense of safety rather than power. Oda wanted Shanks to represent the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout, a softness rooted in understanding rather than force. Through him, Oda explored the idea that influence can be quiet, steady, and deeply reassuring. Fact 9. Before the story found its final shape, Oda experimented with a variety of names for the main characters, letting each one rest in his mind like a pebble settling into still water. He believed that names should feel comforting to speak, soft syllables that fit naturally into the rhythm of the world. When he finally chose the names we know today, it was because they carried a gentle, melodic quality, as if each had its own subtle warmth. This musicality helped define the emotional texture of the series. Fact 10. The idea of the Grand Line began as a simple thought, a path that could hold both wonder and calm mystery. Oda wanted a route across the sea that felt less like a battlefield and more like a winding journey through changing seasons, where the weather and islands could reflect the moods of the characters. By shaping it as an unpredictable yet enchanting place, he allowed the Grand Line to become a metaphor for life's drifting, meandering nature, where every turn can reveal something quietly extraordinary. Fact 11. Eiichiro Oda has often described the moment he first imagined One Piece as a gentle spark, something small and comforting that warmed him from within. He didn't begin with a plot, but with a feeling, an atmosphere of drifting seas, open skies, and a promise of freedom that moved like a quiet tide. That feeling became the guiding current for everything that followed. Oda wanted readers to sense that same warmth, as though the story were an invitation to breathe more deeply, to slow down, and to remember the quiet dreams carried since childhood. Fact 12. Before drawing the first chapter, Oda spent long evenings thinking about what made adventures feel meaningful. He realized that the heart of any journey lies not in danger or conflict, but in the gentle bonds formed along the way. This reflection led him to craft a world shaped by companionship, trust, and small everyday acts of kindness. He envisioned a narrative where characters uplifted each other simply by sharing space and hope. This softness became woven into the very essence of One Piece, allowing the series to radiate warmth even in its most uncertain moments. Fact 13. In designing early drafts, Oda often wrote tiny notes beside his sketches, quiet reminders like, make them shine softly, or let this place feel peaceful. These whispers to himself shaped countless elements of the story. He believed settings should feel alive in a gentle way, as though every island carried its own soft heartbeat. Instead of sharp lines or rigid structures, he preferred flowing shapes, warm light, and landscapes filled with calm textures. These choices helped ensure that the world of One Piece felt soothing even amid its vastness, like a dream the reader could wander through slowly. Fact 14. Oda's greatest inspiration came not from large spectacles, but from small, tender moments in everyday life. A shared smile, a breeze over quiet water, the warmth of someone passing by. He collected these memories like seashells, storing them carefully until they eventually found their way into scenes throughout the series. Whether it was a simple meal shared among friends or a gentle pause between journeys, these moments became the emotional anchors of One Piece. They remind readers that beauty often lies in stillness, and that softness can shape a story just as powerfully as any grand event. Fact 15. When conceptualizing the earliest devil fruits, Oda didn't begin with abilities or battles. Instead, he imagined how the fruits would feel strange, mysterious, almost whimsical, like secrets carried by the sea itself. He wanted each fruit to represent a small wonder, something unpredictable yet charming, capable of reshaping a person's life in gentle and unexpected ways. This approach gave the devil fruits their dreamlike quality, allowing them to feel magical without being overwhelming. In Oda's eyes, they were symbols of possibility, gifts that could nudge characters toward new horizons and inner discoveries. Fact 16. Oda once mentioned that every important character begins as a silhouette drifting through his mind, a soft outline shaped by emotion before detail. He focuses first on the feeling the character brings calm, warmth, quiet courage before deciding anything else. This method allows each personality to emerge with natural ease, as though they simply walked into the story at the right moment. It's why so many One Piece characters feel distinct yet harmonious. They aren't built from formulas, but from moods and sensations, each one contributing its own gentle light to the world around them. Fact 17. Before choosing the final tone of the series, Oda reflected deeply on what kind of world he wanted to create. He wanted a place where dreams felt safe to pursue, where sorrow could soften instead of harden, and where hope moved like a steady tide through every chapter. This led him to craft a tone that remained warm and uplifting even during moments of uncertainty. The balance he achieved allows readers to rest within the story, trusting that no matter how far the journey drifts, a gentle truth waits quietly on the horizon. Fact 18. Oda's workspace has long been described as a comforting, creative nest filled with small treasures, figurines, sketches, and childhood mementos. Each item held a quiet memory that sparked inspiration during long nights of drawing. He surrounded himself with things that made him feel peaceful, soft colors, simple textures, and familiar objects that reminded him of his early dreams. In many ways, the warmth found throughout One Piece was born from the serenity of that room, where ideas drifted through the air like calm waves and settled gently onto the page. Fact 19. When designing the Going Merry, Oda wanted the ship to feel less like a vessel and more like a companion, something that carried the crew with quiet loyalty. He shaped its appearance to reflect softness and innocence, giving it curves and gentle lines rather than sharp angles. He wanted readers to feel emotionally held by the ship, as though it were a comforting presence always waiting for the crew to return. This intention infused the Going Merry with a gentle soul, making it one of the most beloved symbols of warmth and belonging in the entire series. Fact 20. The idea of treasure in One Piece began not as material wealth, but as something deeper and more personal. Oda imagined treasure as a reflection of the heart, memories, bonds, and dreams that shimmer softly within. He wanted the ultimate treasure to feel like a gentle truth rather than an object, something that reminds readers to cherish the quiet joys scattered throughout life. This concept allowed the story to drift beyond traditional ideas of adventure, transforming treasure into an emotional journey rather than a physical prize, encouraging readers to find their own quiet One Piece within. Fact 21. Before Zoro became the calm, steady presence fans know today, Oda first imagined him as a quiet wanderer shaped by long, solitary evenings under open skies. He wanted Zoro to embody the feeling of someone who carries discipline like a gentle heartbeat, strong, unwavering, yet never harsh. His swords were conceived not as instruments of conflict, but as extensions of his resolve, reflecting an inner stillness forged over time. Zoro's design grew from this quiet foundation, becoming a character whose determination feels peaceful rather than forceful, like a lone star guiding travelers through the deepest stretch of night. Fact 22. Nami's creation began with the idea of a compass, someone who gently guides others, not through authority, but through deep understanding of the world's subtleties. Oda wanted her to reflect the quiet intelligence of someone who reads weather, mood, and possibility with equal sensitivity. Instead of designing her around grand gestures, he shaped her through soft intuition, allowing her presence to feel grounding and steady. Her connection to maps came from Oda's love of exploring imaginary spaces, making her the bridge between the crew's dreams and the ever-shifting horizon, a calm navigator of both seas and emotions. Fact 23. Usopp was inspired by the tender, playful spirit of storytelling. Those small, imaginative tales whispered on slow afternoons. Oda wanted him to embody the gentle courage found in vulnerability, the kind that rises slowly even when fear lingers. His stories were never meant to deceive maliciously. Instead, they carried the warmth of someone trying to brighten the world through imagination. Usopp emerged as a character who grows softly, step by step, becoming braver through quiet persistence. This slow blooming made him one of the most emotionally resonant figures, showing how gentle hearts can still find remarkable strength. Fact 24. Sanji's earliest concept revolved around the warmth of shared meals. Oda imagined him as someone who understood how food can soothe, comfort, and bring people together in subtle ways. Instead of portraying him as fiery or aggressive, Oda shaped Sanji through elegance and calm intention, like a soft flame that warms without burning. His dream of all blue symbolized a yearning for harmony, a place where seas and people could blend peacefully. Sanji's character reflects the beauty of nurturing others, reminding readers that kindness offered quietly can resonate as deeply as any grand gesture. Fact 25: Chopper's design grew from Oda's wish to create a character who embodied innocence, untouched by the world's noise. He imagined a creature who approached life with wide, gentle curiosity, someone who moved through the story like a small snowflake drifting softly through winter air. Chopper's ability to transform represented the idea that identity can be fluid and tender, shaped by both fear and hope. Oda wanted readers to feel protective warmth toward him, allowing Chopper to represent the childlike wonder that remains inside every person, quietly glowing even as the world grows larger around them. Fact 26: Robin was inspired by the calm strength found in people who have traveled through loneliness, yet remain gentle. Oda envisioned her as someone who carried vast oceans of knowledge inside her, each memory like a page illuminated by soft candlelight. Her quiet presence was meant to soothe rather than overwhelm, offering comfort through understanding rather than words. Robin's character symbolizes the peace that comes from embracing one's past instead of fleeing it, transforming sorrow into serenity. In her, Oda explored the idea that healing can unfold slowly, like dawn spreading tender light across a once shadowed landscape. Fact 27: Frankie was created to embody creativity in its most heartfelt form, the joy of building, crafting, and shaping the world with one's own hands. Oda wanted him to feel like a burst of warmth and craftsmanship woven together, someone whose inventions carried not just function, but emotion. His cyborg body symbolized resilience, born from self transformation, yet his personality remained gentle at its core, like sunlight filtered through bright glass. Frankie's presence reflects the comforting truth that we can rebuild ourselves with care, adding pieces slowly until we become something sturdier, kinder, and more uniquely our own. Fact 28: Brooke was inspired by the tender melancholy of memory, the way music can hold emotions long after time has passed. Oda imagined him as a soul who carried lightness despite sorrow, someone who found comfort in the rhythm of gentle melodies drifting across an endless sea. His skeletal form was never meant to be frightening. Instead, it symbolized enduring spirit, a reminder that laughter, hope, and song can persist even when everything else fades. Brooke's character offers a soft reflection on companionship and the quiet strength found in keeping promises close to the heart. Fact 29: Jinbei was created to personify calm loyalty, the kind that moves like deep ocean currents, steady, patient, and full of quiet depth. Oda envisioned him as someone who brings peace simply by standing at one's side, a presence shaped by thoughtful reflection rather than impulse. His connection to the sea allowed Oda to explore themes of unity and understanding, emphasizing how different worlds can harmonize when approached with gentle respect. Jinbei became a figure of emotional maturity, reminding readers that true strength often resides in stillness and in the soft certainty of choosing kindness again and again. Fact 30: The Straw Hat Crew's collective design emerged from Oda's wish to create a group that felt like a safe harbor. He imagined each member as a distinct warmth, a lantern, a compass, a gentle song, each offering something comforting to the others. Their harmony wasn't meant to be perfect. Rather, it came from the soft, imperfect beauty of found family. Oda shaped their dynamics around moments of shared laughter, quiet meals, and small gestures of care. Through them, he illustrated how companionship can steady the heart, turning even the vastest journeys into gentle, unforgettable wanderings. Fact 31. When the One Piece anime first began, the animation team focused on preserving the gentle wonder that Oda infused into each page. They wanted viewers to feel the same soft breeze of adventure that drifted through the manga. Early episodes were crafted with warm colors, flowing motion, and a sense of patient pacing meant to evoke the feeling of drifting along a calm current. The team believed that animation should soothe as much as entertain, allowing the world of One Piece to unfold like a long, peaceful exhale across the screen. Fact 32. The voice actors chosen for the Straw Hat crew were selected not only for their talent, but for the warmth in their tones. Oda and the production staff wanted each voice to feel like a gentle extension of the character's emotional essence. Whether bright, calm, or quietly determined, each voice carried an underlying softness that made the characters feel comforting and deeply human. This approach helped create the intimate atmosphere that fans still cherish, allowing viewers to settle into episodes with a sense of companionship, as though the crew themselves were speaking directly into the heart. Fact 33. The anime's early sound design emphasized subtlety. Instead of overwhelming music, the production team used soft instrumental themes that lingered like gentle waves. They believed that even in moments of heightened emotion, the sound should guide the viewer toward calm reflection. Small auditory details, footsteps on wooden decks, wind brushing over sails, the distant call of seabirds, were layered carefully to create an immersive sense of quiet travel. These choices allowed each scene to breathe, turning the anime into a soothing experience where the world itself seemed to hum with peaceful life. Fact 34. Color palettes in early arcs were designed to evoke emotional warmth. Sunny yellows, calm blues, and soft pastels filled the world with an atmosphere of hope and gentle exploration. The artists wanted each island to feel like a place touched by memory, a setting where viewers could rest for a moment before continuing onward. These choices helped the anime feel inviting rather than overwhelming, creating a visual softness that echoed Oda's original intention, a world where the spirit of adventure could unfold slowly, like petals opening to morning light. Fact 35. Filler episodes were crafted with the intention of blending seamlessly into the gentle rhythm of the series. The production team often used these episodes to explore quieter moments, shared meals, simple walks, and small conversations that deepened the sense of connection among the crew. Rather than creating large diversions, they aimed to enhance the emotional texture of the journey, letting viewers drift through scenes that felt like peaceful pauses between waves. These episodes became cherished by many, offering calm interludes that complemented the story with softness and warmth. Fact 36. The anime's opening songs were chosen not only for melody, but for the emotions they carried. While some were energetic, many contained an undercurrent of tenderness, a reminder of the gentle dreams woven throughout the story. The production team believed that an opening should welcome viewers, like a sunrise, lifting them into the episode with quiet encouragement. These thoughtful choices helped shape the identity of One Piece across decades, turning its music into a soft thread connecting every era of the long, drifting journey. Fact 37. Background artists worked carefully to ensure each island felt distinct yet harmonious. They painted skies that glowed softly, oceans that rippled with calm movement, and landscapes designed to evoke serenity. Every detail, from the way sunlight touched buildings to the gentle sway of trees, was chosen to create an environment that felt alive and comforting. This approach allowed the anime to maintain a dreamlike atmosphere where even unfamiliar places felt welcoming, as though each island held a quiet invitation to pause, breathe, and explore slowly. Fact 38. In adapting iconic scenes, the animators prioritized emotional clarity over intensity. They softened transitions, lengthened pauses, and emphasized gentle expressions to ensure viewers could absorb the moment with calm understanding. This method allowed the heart of the story to shine without overwhelming the senses. Through subtle movements and delicate visual cues, the team translated Oda's emotional nuance into animation, preserving the tender undercurrents that define the series. Each scene became a quiet reflection, offering space for the viewer's feelings to settle like dust drifting in afternoon light. Fact 39. The anime's pacing was intentionally unhurried during early arcs, mirroring the steady rhythm of a long voyage. The staff believed that a slower flow allowed viewers to form deeper connections with the crew and their world. Scenes were allowed to linger, letting emotions settle naturally instead of being rushed. This approach created a sense of companionship that still resonates today. Watching One Piece became less about reaching a destination and more about savoring the gentle unfolding of moments, breath by breath, wave by wave, memory by memory. Fact 40. The production team often consulted with Oda to maintain the soft heart of the story. He offered guidance on tone, atmosphere, and emotional foundations, ensuring the anime captured the warmth he envisioned. Their collaboration helped preserve the quiet sincerity at the center of One Piece, allowing the adaptation to drift alongside the manga rather than pull away from it. This partnership created an experience that felt cohesive and tender, inviting viewers to sink into the world with a sense of trust, as though they were being guided gently along a familiar, comforting path. Fact 41. The world of One Piece was built from the idea that every sea should feel like a different, emotional landscape. Oda wanted the four blues to reflect four quiet moods: soft beginnings, distant memories, unexplored possibilities, and gentle mysteries. Rather than designing them as mere geographical divisions, he shaped them as calm thresholds leading toward a deeper journey. Each blue was meant to feel familiar, yet touched by wonder, like looking at the same ocean under four different skies. This approach gave the world a sense of comforting vastness, inviting readers to drift slowly from sea to sea. Fact 42. The red line, a towering presence in the world, began as a symbolic idea rather than a physical one. Oda imagined it as a line drawn lightly across the heart of the world, something constant, something steady, a gentle boundary that shaped the flow of life. He wanted it to feel ancient, patient, and quietly watching, like a mountain that has seen countless tides rise and fall. In its presence, characters were meant to feel small, not in a frightening way, but in a reflective way, as though standing before the calm weight of time itself. Fact 43, reverse, mountain, was born from Oda's fascination with natural wonders that feel almost whimsical. He imagined a place where the world's waters gently converged, not with violence, but with surprising harmony. Four currents rising together toward a single peaceful summit. The image of ships drifting upward instead of downward felt dreamlike to him, echoing the way adventures can sometimes begin with unexpected softness. Reverse Mountain became the world's first quiet threshold, a place that welcomed travelers into the Grand Line with a sense of awe shaped not by danger, but by gentle impossibility. Fact 44: the calm belt, despite its name, was created to evoke the sense of stillness that can feel both comforting and humbling. Oda wanted readers to imagine a sea where wind paused, waves softened, and time seemed to stretch like a long breath. Its stillness wasn't meant to be menacing, but contemplative, a reminder that some places in the world are untouched by hurry. The calm belt represents nature's quietest voice, an expanse that asks travelers to slow down, to reflect, and to listen to the soft, rhythmic pulse beneath the surface of the world. Fact 45: the Grand Line's unpredictable weather began as a whimsical idea, a sea that mirrors human emotion. Oda envisioned it as a place where storms could form from sudden feelings, where sunny skies could warm even the weariest traveler, and where the world responded softly to the presence of dreamers. Rather than designing it through strict logic, he allowed the Grand Line to behave like a living spirit, playful, moody, and full of wonder. This gave the ocean a dreamlike quality, reminding readers that adventures, like life, can shift gently from calm to change without warning. Fact 46: many islands were designed by Oda as emotional metaphors, expressions of themes rather than simple locations. He imagined islands shaped by longing, hope, nostalgia, creativity, and quiet sorrow, allowing each one to feel like a story in itself. By approaching world building in this poetic way, he ensured that the world remained deeply connected to the characters' inner journeys. Every island was a reflection, a gentle echo of something universal. This technique allowed the series to wander far without ever losing its grounding in human feeling, letting the world drift softly alongside the crew's hearts. Fact 47: the concept of eternal poses came from Oda's desire to create small objects that carried emotional significance. He imagined them as quiet guides, simple compasses pointing not north, but toward meaningful destinations. Each eternal pose was meant to feel like a promise, a reminder that every island holds a story waiting patiently to unfold. Oda wanted readers to sense comfort in the idea that even when the seas are unpredictable, there are still gentle markers that help travelers find their way. These devices became symbols of trust, direction, and the quiet pull of destiny. Fact 48: weather in One Piece is often described with tenderness because Oda views the sky as a companion to the characters. He believes weather can express emotions gently, soft rains easing tension, warm sunlight offering reassurance, drifting clouds inspiring reflection. Instead of using weather solely as a backdrop, he treats it as part of the story's emotional language. This approach gives many scenes a soothing atmosphere where the sky itself seems to breathe alongside the crew, offering comfort in moments of uncertainty and lifting spirits with its quiet, ever-changing presence. Fact 49: the sea kings that inhabit the Calm Belt were conceived as ancient guardians, not creatures of fear. Oda imagined them as beings who drift through the water with steady grace, embodying the quiet wisdom of the ocean. Their immense size was meant to inspire awe rather than alarm, reminding readers of nature's gentle power. Early sketches, Oda described them as the sea's memories, vast creatures who had watched centuries pass. Their presence nourishes the dreamlike quality of the world, showing that even the largest beings can move with softness and serenity. Fact 50. The geography of One Piece is intentionally fluid, shaped by imagination rather than strict map making. Oda wanted the world to feel like a living dream, expansive, shifting, full of gentle surprises. He believed that too much structure would confine the story, while a softer approach would allow the world to breathe. This philosophy gave the series its tranquil sense of boundlessness. Readers can wander from island to island without ever feeling confined, drifting through the world the way one drifts through a long, peaceful dream that unfolds at the ocean's own unhurried pace. Fact 51. Eiichiro. Oda's daily routine has long been shaped by gentle discipline rather than force. He often begins his morning quietly, sitting at his desk while the world outside is still settling into daylight. He surrounds himself with calm, soft lighting, simple objects, and the familiar rustle of paper. For him, creativity flows best when the atmosphere is peaceful. He once shared that these early hours feel like drifting on a quiet tide, where ideas surface naturally. This slow, steady rhythm carries him through the day, allowing the story of One Piece to grow with patient, thoughtful care. Fact 52. Oda's workspace is often described as a small sanctuary filled with warmth. Though busy and lived in, it carries a sense of gentle nostalgia, decorated with childhood treasures, sketches, and figurines that remind him of the dreams he held when he was young. These items aren't distractions. They are soft anchors that keep him connected to his earliest sources of joy. The space is intentionally intimate, a cocoon of creativity where time seems to slow. Within those walls, ideas settle like dust in morning sunlight, shaping the tender atmosphere from which One Piece continues to drift forward. Fact 53. Oda believes inspiration moves quietly, like a breeze you only notice when everything else grows still. He has spoken about the importance of allowing his mind to wander without pressure, trusting that creativity will return on its own. During these reflective moments, he often recalls memories, travels, and tiny real life encounters that left soft impressions on his heart. These recollections have become seeds for future islands, characters, and gentle emotional beats. His process reveals that creativity doesn't always arrive with intensity. Sometimes it comes as a whisper, inviting him to follow its delicate threads. Fact 54. When Oda sketches, he tries to capture emotion before detail. He often begins with fluid, drifting lines, letting shapes form naturally without tightening them too soon. He wants the drawing to breathe, to move softly across the page. Only after the mood feels right does he refine the contours. This gentle approach gives the art of One Piece its unique warmth, characters with expressions that feel lived in, environments that feel quietly alive. His method reflects his philosophy that stories are not built from strict rules, but from patient tending, the way one cares for a garden. Fact 55. Oda's sense of humor, though often energetic on the page, comes from a place of softness in real life. He has said that laughter is a way of easing tension, brightening difficult days, and bringing light to heavy moments. While One Piece includes many playful scenes, he designs them with care, ensuring they feel gentle rather than chaotic. His comedic touches are meant to comfort the reader, to create ease within the narrative. This mindful balance allows the series to shift gracefully between deeper themes and lighter breaths, much like the rhythm of waves meeting shore. Fact 56: sleep has always been something Oda treats tenderly, even if he doesn't get much of it during intense work periods. He views rest as a quiet harbor, a place where dreams replenish creativity. Though known for long hours, he speaks of sleep with deep gratitude, calling it a peaceful reset that allows stories to settle into clarity. He often describes the soft moments before drifting off as the time when ideas glide into place. This gentle relationship with rest reflects the soothing undercurrent that flows through One Piece, a world shaped by both imagination and quiet renewal. Fact 57: Oda's love for childhood imagination remains one of the calm foundations of his storytelling. He has said repeatedly that he carries his inner child with care, allowing its curiosity to guide his hand. He believes that the dreams we form when we are young hold a special softness that stays with us throughout life. By protecting that spark, he ensures One Piece remains filled with wonder, hope, and simple joys. His respect for childhood innocence gives the story its comforting tone, inviting readers of all ages to reconnect with their earliest, gentlest aspirations. Fact 58: despite the vastness of his world, Oda keeps his creative process grounded in simple routines. Tea prepared softly, quiet music playing, the steady scratch of pencil on paper. He embraces repetition as a soothing rhythm rather than a burden. Each day becomes a series of small, mindful steps that help him stay connected to the heart of the story. This gentle consistency fuels his endurance, allowing him to work with remarkable devotion while maintaining a sense of inner calm. Through these rituals, he finds harmony between the demands of creation and the serenity he values deeply. Fact 59: Oda has often mentioned that he draws strength from the letters and messages sent by readers. Even in his busiest seasons, he tries to take quiet moments to read a few lines, letting their warmth settle into his thoughts. He feels humbled by the idea that his work accompanies people during peaceful evenings, difficult days, or quiet transitions. These gentle reminders of connection reassure him that his efforts reach hearts across the world. This bond between creator and reader becomes a soft, ongoing conversation that shapes the tender spirit of One Piece. Fact 60: at the center of Oda's philosophy is the belief that stories should offer comfort. He wants his work to feel like a place where people can rest, breathe, and feel understood. He often imagines readers settling into bed or finding a moment of stillness during a busy day, opening the manga like opening a window to gentle light. This wish to bring peace through storytelling guides every chapter he creates. It is why One Piece carries such a warm, reassuring presence, drifting softly through lives with a quiet promise of hope, resilience, and emotional ease. Fact 61: the earliest idea for devil fruits came to Oda during a quiet moment when he wondered what it would feel like if the world itself offered gentle gifts, strange little wonders shaped by the sea. He imagined fruits that carried whispers of possibility, each one holding a soft secret waiting to unfold. Rather than designing them as sources of conflict, he thought of them as symbols of transformation, tiny reminders that life can shift in unexpected, almost magical ways. This tender foundation gave devil fruits their enchanting, dreamlike presence in the story. Fact 62: Oda wanted each devil fruit to feel like a curiosity rather than a weapon. He imagined their shapes as playful and whimsical, fruits that almost seemed to smile with hidden knowledge. Their swirls, patterns, and colors were chosen to evoke a sense of gentle mystery, objects that could be held carefully in both hands, turning slowly in the light. This approach ensured that devil fruits never felt harsh or intimidating. Instead, they became soft metaphors for change, inviting readers to imagine how a single moment can quietly redirect the course of a person's life. Fact 63: the idea that the sea itself responds to devil fruit users came from Oda's desire to create a symbolic balance. He didn't want limitations to feel punishing. He wanted them to feel poetic, like a reminder of connection. By imagining the ocean as a gentle guardian of natural harmony, he gave the world a soft rule. Every gift carries a quiet cost, every dream a small trade. This balance made devil fruits feel grounded in emotion rather than logic, turning their abilities into tender reflections on how we grow, adapt, and learn to embrace ourselves fully. Fact 64: in Oda's notes, he often described devil fruit powers using imagery of light, wind, or warmth. He thought about how abilities might feel from the inside: gentle tingling, soft radiance, or the calm sensation of shifting into something new. He wanted each transformation to carry emotional meaning, shaped by the character who experienced it. This inward focus made devil fruit abilities feel personal, like extensions of one's heart rather than tools. By prioritizing feeling over spectacle, Oda preserved the tender atmosphere that flows through even the grandest moments in One Piece. Fact 65: the names of devil fruits were chosen with care, crafted to sound playful, memorable, and soothing to the ear. Oda wanted their syllables to feel round and warm, drifting lightly across the page. He believed that names should evoke the gentle whimsy of childhood stories, simple yet filled with charm. This approach made the fruits feel approachable, like small wonders waiting to be discovered on a quiet stroll through a market of dreams. Their soft, rhythmic names contribute to the comforting tapestry of the world, making each fruit feel like a treasure with its own tender personality. Fact 66: Oda's earliest sketches of devil fruits resembled simple everyday produce: apples, bananas, pears, but with subtle swirls added, as though touched by magic. He imagined that their appearance should spark curiosity rather than fear, inspiring a sense of playful discovery. This gentle design philosophy helped ensure that devil fruits fit seamlessly into the world's dreamlike atmosphere. Their whimsical forms remind readers that even ordinary shapes can hold extraordinary possibilities, encouraging people to look at familiar things with renewed wonder, as though magic might quietly bloom inside anything touched by imagination. Fact 67: the concept of logia fruits came from Oda's fascination with natural elements: fire, light, mist, and shadow. He wondered what it would feel like to become part of a landscape, to drift gently like fog or glow softly like a lantern at dusk. He wanted these fruits to represent the serenity of nature's presence rather than its intensity. Their abilities were imagined as flowing, peaceful transformations, suggesting deep unity with the world. This perspective allowed logia fruits to feel ethereal and tranquil, like quiet embodiments of the elements that have guided sailors for centuries. Fact 68: Zoan fruits were inspired by Oda's affection for animals and their quiet wisdom. He imagined transformations not as abrupt changes, but as smooth, comforting shifts, like stepping softly into another form. Zoan users were meant to feel connected to nature, carrying traces of gentleness, instinct, and curiosity from the animals they embody. This approach helped these fruits retain their warmth, emphasizing harmony rather than disruption. Oda liked the idea that each transformation could reveal something tender: courage, playfulness, patience, reflecting the emotional truths animals often teach simply by existing. Fact 69: Paramecia fruits allowed Oda the greatest freedom, and he approached them with a sense of playful experimentation. He imagined abilities that felt whimsical, imaginative, and deeply personal, powers shaped by inner feelings rather than external rules. He believed paramecia abilities should feel like the soft overflow of a person's personality, gently extending their quirks into the world. This flexibility allowed him to craft powers that felt tender, humorous, or quietly symbolic, always grounded in the emotional core of the character. These fruits reflect the beauty of individuality, celebrating the unique ways people shine. Fact 70: Oda viewed devil fruits as a poetic way to explore transformation, how people grow, adapt, and reveal hidden parts of themselves. Instead of leaning into spectacle, he approached each power with emotional intention. He wanted readers to sense that every ability, no matter how unusual, carried a soft truth about identity. The fruits became metaphors for change, reminding us that growth often begins with a single, unexpected spark. Through them, Oda wove a gentle theme into the heart of One Piece: that becoming something new can be both mysterious and beautifully natural. Fact 71: The four seas, East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, and South Blue, were imagined by Oda as gentle reflections of one another, like four different moods of the same vast ocean. He wanted each sea to carry a quiet personality, shaped not by danger, but by atmosphere. East Blue would feel calm and nostalgic, West Blue thoughtful, North Blue cool and distant, and South Blue warm and open. By giving each sea its own emotional temperature, Oda allowed readers to drift through the world with a sense of soothing variety, as if traveling through different memories carried on soft waves. Fact 72: East Blue was always intended to feel like a peaceful beginning, a sea where dreams could take their first breath. Oda pictured it as a place filled with gentle sunlight, quiet villages, and the soft rhythm of everyday life. He wanted Luffy's origins to feel grounded in calm simplicity, showing that great journeys can rise from humble places. East Blue's tenderness sets the emotional tone for the entire series, reminding readers that even the grandest adventures begin with small, steady steps taken under warm, familiar skies that hold the first whispers of possibility. Fact 73: West Blue was conceived as a sea shaped by stories, an ocean where history drifts slowly, like old tales carried on the wind. Oda imagined it as a place rich with quiet culture, where every island holds layers of memory waiting gently beneath the surface. Instead of leaning into conflict, he focused on atmosphere, soft colors, thoughtful architecture, and people who speak with calm wisdom. West Blue became a sea of reflection, a place where the past feels close but never heavy, reminding readers that stories can guide us gently toward understanding. Fact 74: North Blue holds a cool, crisp stillness in Oda's mind, an ocean defined by clarity and quiet determination. He imagined islands where breezes feel clean and steady, where the landscape carries a serene, wintry beauty. The sea's reputation for producing strong individuals was never meant to imply harshness. Instead, Oda wanted it to feel like a place that nurtures resilience through calm, patient shaping. The North Blue's atmosphere reflects the gentle strength of those who grow in peaceful solitude, learning to hold their dreams with steady hands even in the soft hush of colder tides. Fact 75. South Blue was envisioned as a warm, open sea filled with relaxed horizons and easygoing charm. Oda wanted it to feel like a place where laughter drifts easily across the water and days pass with a comfortable rhythm. Its islands were imagined with soft colors and inviting coastlines, creating a sense of familiarity and friendliness. South Blue reflects the kind of gentle optimism that grows naturally in sunny places, offering a peaceful counterbalance to the world's more mysterious waters. In its warmth, Oda found space for quiet joy, giving the sea a welcoming, soothing spirit. Fact 76. The Grand Line's New World was conceived not as a harsher place, but as a sea where imagination grows more vibrant. Oda wanted the islands to feel dreamlike, shifting landscapes, unusual climates, and whimsical cultures that ripple with possibility. The unpredictability was meant to spark wonder rather than fear, showing how vast the world becomes when one drifts far from familiar shores. The New World embodies the feeling of stepping deeper into a dream. Colors richer, skies broader, and every horizon carrying a soft hum of mystery that calls travelers onward with gentle intrigue. Fact 77. The calm belt's still waters inspired the idea of untouched sanctuaries, places where time feels suspended. Oda described these seas as nature's quiet sigh, stretches of ocean untouched by wind or tide. He wanted them to feel peaceful, almost sacred, as though the world were holding its breath in gentle contemplation. While the presence of sea kings adds wonder, their movement is slow and rhythmic, blending with the serene atmosphere. The calm belt stands as a reminder that even in a world filled with drifting stories, there are places where silence remains soft and undisturbed. Beck 78. Skypiea and other sky islands were born from Oda's childhood fascination with clouds. He imagined floating lands where steps feel light, air carries a soft sweetness, and structures gleam with a gentle, heavenly glow. These islands were meant to remind readers of dreams they once had, those quiet fantasies of climbing the sky or drifting among the clouds. By designing these places with a tender, ethereal touch, Oda created spaces that feel like peaceful escapes from the world below, where every moment carries the serenity of drifting weightless in a quiet, sunlit sky. Fact 79. Underwater places like Fishman Island were inspired by the calming beauty of the sea's deeper layers. Oda imagined gentle light filtering through water, turning even simple movements into slow, graceful motions. He wanted that underwater world to feel soothing and almost meditative, shaped by colors that glow softly in the dimness. The culture of these places reflects the patient rhythm of the sea itself, conversations unhurried, traditions shaped by flowing currents. Through Fishman Island, Oda invited readers to explore a realm where the world seems to breathe more slowly, wrapped in fluid, tranquil silence. Fact 80. Weather Islands, those strange places where climates drift across landscapes, were created as playful expressions of mood. Oda thought about how a person's heart can shift from warmth to stillness, from rain to clear skies, and wondered what it would feel like if islands did the same. He approached these designs with softness, not chaos, wanting each climate to feel like a gentle note in a larger emotional symphony. These islands became reflections of human feeling, reminding readers that even the world itself can drift through quiet changes, shaped by the subtle rhythms of nature and spirit. Fact 81. The East Blue Saga was crafted by Oda to feel like the gentle beginning of a long, quiet dream. He wanted these early adventures to unfold slowly, like morning light stretching across calm water. Every village, every ship, every simple encounter was meant to carry warmth and familiarity, inviting readers to settle into the story with ease. Instead of overwhelming drama, Oda focused on soft emotional foundations, friendship, trust, and the tender first steps of a journey. East Blue became a peaceful threshold, a place where hope awakens with steady certainty, guiding the reader gently into the larger world. Fact 82. The setting of Fuchsia Village was created to feel like a safe memory. Small homes, soft hills, quiet roads touched by gentle breezes. Oda wanted Luffy's origin to be grounded in simplicity, a place where childhood dreams could breathe. The village's calmness helps explain Luffy's warmth. He grew in a world where days felt unhurried and skies remained open. This peaceful backdrop allows his spirit to shine with its purest light, reminding readers that even the most extraordinary journeys can rise from modest beginnings shaped by kindness, sunlight, and the steady rhythm of home. Fact 83. Orangetown was designed with a sense of quiet whimsy. Oda imagined its colorful rooftops and gentle streets as places where small, unexpected encounters could bloom. Even though conflict appears in the arc, the atmosphere remains wrapped in softness. Animals wandering, townspeople chatting, sunlight pooling between buildings. Oda wanted the setting to feel like a peaceful stage for the crew's early bonding, giving viewers space to breathe and absorb each new connection. Through Orangetown, he showed how the world of One Piece remains warm even in uncertainty, carrying a reassuring glow beneath every moment. Fact 84. Syrup Village was inspired by the feeling of long summer afternoons, slow, bright, and filled with quiet imagination. Oda wanted the village to feel like a place where stories drift gently through the air, echoing Usopp's playful spirit. The gentle hills and peaceful roads reflected the mood of someone who daydreams often, who sees wonder hidden within stillness. This soft, comforting backdrop made Usopp's introduction feel naturally tender, reminding readers that creativity often grows in quiet corners of the world where time seems to pause, inviting thoughts to wander with gentle ease. Fact 85. Barati was created as a floating whisper of hospitality, a place that drifts calmly across the water, carrying warmth wherever it travels. Oda wanted the restaurant to feel welcoming the moment it appeared, with gentle lighting, rich aromas, and the peaceful rhythm of waves lapping against its hull. Though it is filled with lively personalities, the Barati itself carries a serene heartbeat, a sanctuary amid open seas. This soothing atmosphere reflects Sanji's nature, caring, patient, and deeply connected to the act of nurturing others through food, creating quiet moments of comfort within the journey. Fact 86. Arlong Park, despite its heaviness, was shaped with emotional intention rather than harshness. Oda wanted the island to represent quiet endurance, the kind of strength born from carrying sorrow for a long time. Its gentle details, like the calm water and shaded pathways, were meant to contrast softly with the burdens the characters faced. By placing deep emotion within a tranquil environment, Oda allowed healing to bloom gradually, like sunlight returning after rain. The arc's resolution is peaceful, emphasizing relief and renewal rather than intensity, reminding readers that even the heaviest stories can end with gentle clarity. Fact 87: Whiskey Peaks was imagined as a place where appearances drift softly between truth and illusion. Oda designed it with warm lights, inviting music and a peaceful nighttime glow, creating a sense of comfort that slowly shifts as the truth unfolds. Rather than portraying deception with sharp edges, he wove it into a dreamy atmosphere where humor and confusion blend lightly. This gentle handling of misdirection made the island feel more like a whimsical detour than a harsh twist. It gave readers space to enjoy the playfulness of the moment while continuing the journey with calm curiosity. Fact 88: Little Garden was inspired by the innocence of old myths, stories told beside campfires, passed down softly through generations. Oda wanted the island to feel untouched by time, a place where nature breathes slowly and peacefully. Even though giants inhabit the land, he shaped their presence with gentleness, portraying them as beings who move with thoughtful purpose rather than aggression. The island's warm colors, flowing rivers, and drifting mist all contribute to its tranquil charm. Little Garden became a quiet reminder that even ancient legends can carry a peaceful heartbeat beneath their grand silhouettes. Fact 89: Drum Island was created to feel like winter's soft embrace. Snow falling silently, rooftops dusted with gentle white, and warm lights glowing through frosted windows. Oda wanted the island to evoke the feeling of seeking warmth during cold seasons, both physically and emotionally. Its quiet forests and peaceful slopes reflect Chopper's tender spirit, shaped by solitude and healing. Drum Island's atmosphere encourages reflection, showing that winter can hold gentleness when approached with care. The arc's themes of acceptance and warmth mirror the island's environment, making it one of the most soothing landscapes in the early Grand Line. Fact 90: Alabasta, though vast, was crafted with a serene, contemplative mood. Oda imagined its deserts as quiet seas of sand, shifting softly beneath the sun. He wanted the kingdom to feel alive with history, yet touched by gentle dignity, a place where wind carries old stories across golden dunes. Even in moments of uncertainty, Alabasta's atmosphere remains peaceful, shaped by its patient landscapes and heartfelt traditions. This calm design gives the arc a sense of emotional grounding, allowing the deeper themes to unfold naturally. Alabasta becomes less a battleground and more a spiritual journey through trust, memory, and hope. Fact 91: Water 7 was created from Oda's fascination with cities shaped gently by water. He imagined canals shimmering under soft sunlight, walkways echoing with calm footsteps, and buildings rising like quiet sculptures from the sea. Water 7 was meant to feel alive yet soothing, a place where every sound carries a musical lilt, and every corner offers a moment of stillness. Oda wanted the city to reflect themes of craftsmanship and memory, where ships are built not just with tools, but with care and heart. Its tranquil beauty sets the emotional tone for one of the series' most meaningful arcs. Fact 92: The Galila Company was inspired by the quiet dedication of artisans who pour their souls into their craft. Oda imagined shipwrights who move with calm confidence, their hands guided by years of steady practice. Though their work is demanding, he wanted their presence to feel warm and grounded, like people who have learned patience through wood, water, and time. The company became a symbol of gentle resilience, showing how creation can be an act of love. Their harmony with Water 7's serene rhythms makes the city feel like a soft hymn to craftsmanship. Fact 93: The sea train was born from Oda's wish to blend the comfort of travel with the soothing rhythm of the ocean. He imagined a train gliding peacefully across calm waves, its engine humming like a lullaby. The idea felt magical, yet serene, a symbol of connection between distant places. Rather than portraying it as a technological marvel, he infused it with emotion, light in the windows, soft echoes in the night, the feeling of drifting safely toward a new horizon. The sea train became one of the world's most tender inventions, touching hearts with its gentle grace. Fact 94: Frankie's workshop reflects Oda's love for creative spaces filled with warmth. He imagined it cluttered not in chaos, but in comforting abundance, tools resting where they've been gently placed, half finished projects waiting patiently. The workshop symbolizes imagination, unfolding slowly, shaped by curiosity rather than urgency. Each piece of wood or metal holds a quiet story, echoing Frankie's emotional depth. Oda wanted the space to feel like a sanctuary where ideas drift together, forming something meaningful. Its cozy atmosphere mirrors Frankie's tender heart, hidden beneath bright confidence and crafted with care. Fact 95: Robin's inner conflict during Water 7 was designed to unfold with softness rather than intensity. Oda wanted her emotions to feel like waves rising quietly, deep, steady, and filled with longing. He shaped her journey with silence, gentle pauses, and small moments of vulnerability. Her decision to distance herself from the crew was not meant to feel sharp or abrupt, but like someone walking through a fog of old fears. Through this tender portrayal, Oda explored the quiet courage required to accept love and belonging, allowing Robin's story to resonate with calm, emotional honesty. Fact 96: The city's flooded lower levels were inspired by Oda's fascination with places where nature and humanity coexist peacefully. He imagined underwater streets shimmering softly beneath moving light, where memories linger like echoes under waves. Rather than portraying the area as sad or abandoned, he wanted it to feel contemplative, a quiet reminder of time's slow drift. These submerged spaces carry a gentle melancholy, like whispered stories preserved in water. Their presence deepens Water 7's emotional richness, giving the city a layered beauty shaped by both past and present. Fact 97: Enia's lobby was designed to feel serene despite its grandeur. Oda imagined the island bathed in soft, perpetual daylight, a place suspended gently between sky and sea. He wanted its architecture to evoke calm awe rather than intimidation, with sweeping lines and bright open spaces that feel airy and peaceful. This unusual brightness creates a dreamlike atmosphere, as though the island exists slightly apart from the world. Oda used this gentle contrast to highlight the emotional stakes of the arc, allowing the story's tender moments to stand out like soft voices carried on quiet wind. Fact 98: The Bridge of Hesitation was imagined as a symbolic place rather than a physical one. Oda pictured it stretching calmly across the sea, its long path offering space for reflection. He wanted the bridge to feel like a moment between breaths, a threshold where decisions settle softly into the heart. Its vastness represents the quiet weight of choices, the emotional distance one must cross when facing truth. Through its serene imagery, the bridge reminds readers that courage often begins in silence, shaped by the gentle realization that one is ready to step forward. Fact 99: The emotional climax of Water 7 and Eni's lobby was crafted with a focus on tenderness rather than intensity. Oda shaped the arc around themes of trust, acceptance, and the soft healing that comes from choosing found family. He wanted each moment of realization, each tear, each smile to feel organic, rising slowly like morning sun. Even the most dramatic scenes were grounded in affection, ensuring that the arc's heart remained soothing and uplifting. This gentle handling of emotion is why these chapters continue to comfort readers, offering warmth during quiet nights and difficult days alike. Fact 100: The Going Mary's farewell was written as a soft embrace, not a tragedy. Oda wanted the moment to feel like saying goodbye to a dear friend who had carried you with love. He carefully shaped the scene with warmth, flames glowing gently, memories drifting like lanterns on calm water. The ship's final message was crafted to soothe, offering gratitude rather than sorrow. Through this tender passing, Oda illustrated that endings can hold peace, and that letting go can be an act of love. It remains one of the most quietly emotional moments in the world of One Piece. Fact 101: The world balance of One Piece was imagined by Oda as a quiet, delicate scale, three great forces resting like smooth stones placed carefully upon a table. Instead of portraying the system as harsh or oppressive, he envisioned it as an arrangement shaped by time, tradition, and unspoken understandings. Each power represented a different kind of presence, structure, freedom, and neutrality. These forces drift around each other like slow moving tides, maintaining a gentle equilibrium that keeps the world in calm motion. This symbolic balance reflects Oda's fascination with harmony, coexistence, and the quiet architecture of global relationships. Fact 102: The Marineford arc was conceived as an emotional tide rather than a clash. Oda wanted the story to express the feeling of many lives, memories, and loyalties intersecting softly beneath a bright, open sky. He shaped the setting like a wide, calm amphitheater where destinies drift together on gentle currents. For Oda, the heart of Marineford was not conflict, but the quiet, reverberating bonds between characters, threads of connection pulled taut across distance and time. He approached the arc as a meditation on longing, choice, and the delicate way love and duty can both guide and burden the heart. At 103, Oda designed the admirals to embody the serene weight of natural forces, light, ice, magma, interpreted not as destruction, but as elements that shape the world with slow, inevitable presence. He imagined them as individuals who carry the calm gravitas of nature itself, their abilities reflecting broad atmospheric moods. Their roles were meant to feel contemplative rather than domineering, like mountains, tides, or dawn light. By giving them thematic resonance instead of sharp intensity, Oda ensured they contributed to the poetic balance of the story, moving like great clouds, drifting steadily across a wide, unhurried sky. 154, Garp was created to explore the gentle duality of duty and affection. Oda wanted him to feel like an elder whose heart is shaped by both responsibility and warmth. Garp's presence carries the softness of someone who has lived long enough to understand that life is rarely simple and that love often weaves itself quietly through even the most structured paths. He stands as a symbol of the way older generations try to hold the world steady while still nurturing the dreams of those who follow. His character radiates the calm resilience of someone who has weathered many seasons. Fact 105: Sengoku was imagined as a thoughtful caretaker of order, someone who watches over the world with steady and contemplative eyes. Oda designed him to feel calm, wise, and grounded, embodying the quiet dignity of leadership. Sengoku's presence carries a sense of balanced judgment, as if he moves through life with a deep understanding of nuance. Rather than shaping him as rigid, Oda infused him with warmth beneath his composed exterior. Sengoku reflects the gentle truth that structure can coexist with compassion, and that guiding others often requires listening to the soft undercurrents that shape their choices. Fact 106. The concept of the seven warlords was inspired by Oda's fascination with agreements formed out of quiet necessity. He imagined them as wandering stars, briefly aligned with the world's structure, individuals whose brightness and unpredictability created a gentle tension within the balance. Oda wanted the group to feel like a collection of contrasting moods: calm, whimsical, mysterious, solitary. Their alliance was less about power and more about the delicate negotiations that occur when differing spirits momentarily drift together. Through them, he explored the idea that harmony can be formed even in unexpected, gently shifting arrangements. Fact 107. Whitebeard was created as a symbol of soft, unwavering presence, a towering figure whose strength came not from intensity, but from the warmth he offered those around him. Oda imagined him as a peaceful anchor, a person who carried generations with quiet steadiness. His ship felt like a floating home, filled with lantern like hearts drawn to his gentle guidance. Whitebeard's aura was shaped by the calm gravity of trust, the kind that wraps around others like a blanket. In him, Oda captured the idea that greatness can be born from love, expressed through quiet constancy. Fact 108. Ace's story was crafted with the emotional softness of a drifting flame, bright, warm, and deeply human. Oda wanted his journey to feel like a gentle search for belonging, shaped by moments of reflection rather than turmoil. Ace's presence in the world is like a small ember carried through the night, comforting, luminous, and fragile in its beauty. His connections with Luffy, with Whitebeard's crew, with the world, were designed to feel intimate and tender. Ace's role in the story is ultimately a meditation on acceptance, identity, and the quiet radiance that comes from being loved. Fact 109. The atmosphere surrounding Marineford was deliberately crafted with serene symbolism. Oda imagined seagulls drifting overhead, waves brushing gently against the island's edges, and sunlight falling softly on white stone. These tranquil details were meant to contrast with the emotional tension below, creating a dreamlike space where important choices were made in the calm embrace of nature. By grounding the setting in such softness, Oda ensured that the arc's weight rested not on intensity, but on quiet reflection and exploration of relationships, sacrifices, and the gentle ways lives become intertwined across oceans and years. Fact 110. The conclusion of Marineford was shaped by Oda to feel like a deep, settling exhale. He imagined the world pausing, as though the air itself needed a moment of stillness to absorb everything that had quietly shifted. Rather than ending with sharpness, he softened the tone, allowing the emotional tides to calm into understanding. The aftermath carries a feeling of dawn light, pale, steady, and filled with quiet promise. Through this gentle transition, Oda guided readers into the next phase of the story with warmth, reminding them that even after profound change, peace can slowly return like morning. Fact 111. Haki was conceived by Oda as a quiet expression of inner presence, an unseen warmth that gently radiates from the spirit. He wanted it to feel less like a force and more like a whisper of one's true self, revealed in moments of clarity. Hockey represents emotional steadiness, a calm awareness that rises when the heart aligns with purpose. Rather than portraying it as something intense, Oda imagined it as a soft unfolding of potential, like breath settling into a peaceful rhythm. This subtle interpretation helped hockey become a serene metaphor for intuition, will, and the inner awakening. Fact 112. Observation. Hockey grew from Oda's fascination with stillness, the idea that in quiet moments we can sense things beyond sight. He imagined this ability as a soft expansion of awareness, like listening to the distant echo of one's surroundings. It reflects calm perception, the gentle art of reading emotions, and movements with empathy rather than scrutiny. Oda wanted observation hockey to feel peaceful, almost meditative, representing the clarity that comes when the mind grows quiet. Its presence in the story invites readers to consider how much can be understood simply by noticing the subtle rhythms of the world. Fact 113. Armament hockey was designed to symbolize inner fortitude, not aggression. Oda imagined it as a calm, grounding force, like a protective shell formed through steady resolve. He wanted the concept to feel like emotional armor, something that strengthens when one's heart becomes firmly centered, rather than focusing on impact. Oda emphasized the quiet confidence it provides, reflecting the idea that true strength is born from stability, not force. Armament hockey becomes a gentle reminder that resilience can arise softly from within, shaped by intention and supported by one's own unwavering spirit. Fact 114. Conqueror's hockey was envisioned as a quiet aura rather than a loud display. Oda described it as a natural presence felt around people who carry powerful dreams, an atmosphere that gently influences the world without effort. He wanted it to evoke the sensation of standing near someone whose spirit glows softly like a lantern in the night. Its purpose is symbolic, reflecting the calm certainty of individuals whose hearts remain steady even in shifting tides. Conqueror's hockey illustrates that leadership can emerge organically through warmth, clarity, and inner harmony rather than dominance. Fact 115. The origins of hockey in the world of One Piece were shaped around the idea that every person holds untapped potential, resting quietly beneath the surface. Oda wanted hockey to feel universal, not reserved for the chosen, but accessible through introspection and emotional maturity. He viewed it as a gentle truth of the world, something that awakens naturally as one grows. This philosophy gave hockey a soft, inclusive quality, reminding readers that strength can emerge from silence, from reflection, and from the quiet commitment to understand oneself fully. Fact 116. Oda often described hockey as the breath of the world, a subtle presence that connects people, places, and moments. He imagined it drifting through the air like an unseen current, guiding those who listen closely. This poetic interpretation shaped the way hockey appears in the story, never abrupt or overwhelming, but flowing gently through scenes like a quiet pulse. Oda wanted readers to feel that hockey is less a technique and more an emotional resonance, a soft alignment between the heart and the world's natural rhythm. Fact 117. Training. Hockey was designed to feel introspective rather than strenuous. Oda wanted characters to discover their abilities through calm focus, emotional honesty, and gradual inner alignment. Instead of depicting training as something harsh, he framed it as a journey of awareness, learning to quiet the mind, to steady the breath, and to trust instinct. This gentle approach reflects the deeper symbolism of hockey. Growth does not need to be rushed. Like dawn light spreading slowly across a quiet landscape, understanding arises when one moves with patience and openness. Fact 118. The first hints of hockey appeared subtly in early chapters because Oda wanted it to feel like a natural part of the world, gently woven into the background. He introduced it through soft gestures, small moments, and atmospheric cues, allowing readers to sense its presence without fully understanding it. This slow reveal mirrored the quiet way intuition builds over time. Allowing hockey to drift into the story gradually, Oda ensured it felt organic and meaningful, like a truth that had always been there, waiting to be noticed in the right moment. Fact 119. Hockey's three forms were imagined to represent different aspects of the self. Observation reflects awareness, armament represents resolve, and conquerors symbolizes identity. Oda wanted each type to feel like a soft expression of human nature, the calm ability to listen, the quiet strength to endure, and the gentle radiance of individuality. This thematic design gave hockey emotional depth, turning it into more than an ability system. It became a meditative reflection on how people grow, connect, and carry their inner light through the world, even when their paths twist and drift. Fact 120. Oda views hockey as the bridge between the physical world and the unseen emotional landscape that shapes every life. He imagined it as a gentle reminder that people influence each other not only through actions, but through presence, intention, and the energy they bring to their surroundings. Hockey's existence encourages characters to look inward, to find balance, and to move with quiet purpose. Its softness enriches the world of One Piece, offering a soothing contrast to the vast seas and shifting skies, a calm truth that rests beneath every journey, waiting to be felt. Fact 121. The time skip was imagined by Oda as a gentle pause in the world's rhythm, a deep breath taken by every character before continuing their journey. He wanted the transition to feel like the quiet space between tides, where the sea draws back softly before returning with renewed warmth. Rather than rushing growth, Oda chose to let the characters drift into their own seasons of reflection, learning, and healing. The time skip symbolizes the tenderness of stepping away to rediscover oneself, reminding readers that rest and introspection can shape us just as deeply as the travels we share with others. Fact 122. During the time skip, Oda envisioned each straw hat surrounded by an environment that felt like a mirror of their spirit. He wanted their training grounds to evoke introspection, shaped by gentle atmospheres that nurtured growth. For some, this meant quiet landscapes filled with calm air. For others, it meant environments where mentors guided them with steady, reassuring presence. Oda crafted these places with care, imagining them as sanctuaries where new strength bloomed not from pressure, but from understanding. The time skip thus became a soft unfolding of potential, like flowers opening after gentle rain. Fact 123. Luffy's experience on Rusukaina was designed as a meditative journey rather than a harsh ordeal. Oda pictured the island's shifting seasons as emotional symbols, moments of warmth, stillness, renewal, and calm challenge. Under Rayleigh's guidance, Luffy learned to listen inwardly, to steady his breath, and to let his spirit settle before reaching outward. The island's ever-changing atmosphere taught resilience through observation, patience, and presence. Oda wanted Luffy's growth to feel peaceful and earned, like a tide gradually finding its natural rhythm again after drifting through uncertainty. Fact 124: Zoro's time with Mihawk was crafted as a study in quiet discipline. Oda imagined long days where the sound of steel rang softly through still air, each movement deliberate and thoughtful. The isolation was not meant to feel lonely, but clarifying like a long walk beneath a calm sky. Mihawk's reserved presence offered the steady guidance of someone who teaches through silence and example. Zoro's growth during this period reflects the beauty of focus, how strength can blossom gently when the mind becomes fully aligned with intention, free from distraction, and carried by quiet resolve. Fact 125: Nami's training on Witheria was inspired by the soft wonder of studying nature's patterns. Oda imagined her surrounded by drifting clouds, gentle breezes, and delicate instruments that hum with atmospheric secrets. He saw her learning not through force, but through curiosity, observing the world's rhythms, feeling the pulse of changing skies, and understanding the emotional language of weather. This gentle approach allowed Nami's growth to feel harmonious, like reading poetry written in wind. Oda wanted her journey to reflect the serenity of becoming attuned to the world's subtle whispers. Fact 126: Usopp's time on the Boyne archipelago was shaped around the idea of reconnecting with one's body and spirit. Oda pictured the island as both whimsical and soothing, a place overflowing with life, where every plant moves with gentle purpose. He wanted Usopp's transformation to feel like a slow strengthening, guided by laughter, discovery, and moments of quiet determination. The island's soft strangeness allowed him to grow at his own pace, finding confidence not through sudden leaps, but through steady steps. His journey became a tender reminder that growth can be nurturing, playful, and deeply healing. Fact 127: Sanji's experience on Kamabaka Kingdom was created to highlight emotional openness and adaptability. Oda imagined the island as vibrant, expressive, and full of warm encouragement, a place where Sanji would learn to move beyond rigid expectations and embrace flexibility of both heart and mind. While humorous on the surface, the environment carried a deeper gentleness, offering him space to refine his techniques while softening emotional edges. Sanji's training became an exploration of balance, teaching him that strength can coexist with grace, compassion, and a fluid sense of identity. Fact 128: Chopper's time on the Birdie Kingdom was designed as a peaceful immersion in healing arts. Oda imagined lush forests where soft light filtered through leaves and gentle creatures moved with natural harmony. Surrounded by beings who valued care and connection, Chopper deepened his understanding of medicine through empathy and observation. His growth came from listening, truly listening, to the subtle signals of bodies, emotions, and nature. This tender approach allowed him to evolve, not through intensity, but through compassion, reflecting the truth that healing begins with quiet attention and heartfelt presence. Fact 129: Robin's time in Tequila Wolf, and later with the Revolutionaries, was shaped by Oda to reflect quiet awakening. He envisioned her walking through landscapes touched by distant winds, learning from people who carried stories with solemn gentleness. Her growth during the time skip involved emotional restoration, finding trust, community, and the soft reassurance that she had a place where she could rest. Oda wanted this period to feel like sunlight, gradually returning after long shadows, illuminating new paths with patient warmth. Robin's journey symbolizes the peace that comes from finally being understood. Fact 130. Frankie's time on Baltimore was crafted as a warm embrace of creativity. Oda imagined him surrounded by inventions, blueprints, and quiet workshops filled with glowing machinery. The island's atmosphere blended scientific curiosity with gentle wonder, allowing Frankie's imagination to expand freely. He learned to shape ideas with both precision and heart, treating each creation as an expression of gratitude toward the world. His redesign is not just mechanical, it's emotional, representing the joy that rises when inspiration flows without constraint, guided by soft enthusiasm and the comforting promise of possibility. Fact 131. The New World was envisioned by Oda as a sea where imagination blooms freely, shaped not by danger but by wonder. He imagined its islands rising like gentle dreams from shifting horizons, places where climates drift softly, colors glow more vividly, and even the air seems filled with possibility. The New World is meant to feel like the deeper layers of a long, peaceful dream, where everything becomes slightly more surreal, slightly more expressive. Oda wanted readers to feel as though they were stepping into a world where creativity moves like warm tides beneath an endless sky. Fact 132. Punk Hazard was crafted as a symbolic landscape rather than a literal one. Oda imagined the island divided between warmth and cold, not to create harshness, but to depict two sides of a drifting world, gentle fire on one horizon, quiet frost on the other. He treated the island like a visual lullaby, each half carrying a soft mood. The warm side glows with still embers and soft steam, while the cold side rests beneath calming snowfall. This split atmosphere allows the island to feel dreamlike, reflecting the soft balance between contrast, coexistence, and emotional duality. Fact 133. Dressrosa was inspired by Oda's love for vibrant cultures, where music and movement flow gently through daily life. He imagined sunlit streets lined with warm colors, soft fabrics hanging from balconies, and plazas where people gather to share stories. Dressrosa was meant to feel alive with quiet joy, despite the deeper themes woven through the arc. Oda shaped the island's architecture with curves and soft stone, giving it a tender warmth. Its atmosphere reflects the resilience of the human spirit, the way communities continue to breathe, sing, and hope, even when shadows drift nearby. Fact 134. Green Bit was conceived as a small, enchanted refuge. Oda pictured its forests shimmering beneath mottled sunlight, with leaves that rustle like quiet whispers. The island's gentle beauty reflects its inhabitants, who move with grace and lightness. He wanted Green Bit to feel like a pocket of peace, tucked away from the world's noise, where nature thrives without disturbance. By giving the island an almost fairy tale softness, he emphasized the theme of harmony, the idea that the world still holds untouched places where life grows tenderly and quietly beneath a canopy of green. Fact 135. Zoo was imagined by Oda as a living sanctuary, carried it gently across the sea atop Zunesha's steady back. He wanted the island to feel elevated, not just physically, but emotionally, a peaceful home built on trust, tradition, and quiet companionship. The mink tribe's soft furs, warm lights, and close-knit community echo the tenderness of their environment. Oda saw Zoo as a testament to endurance, shaped by gentleness, a reminder that even worlds in motion can find stability in shared warmth. Its high placement above the waves symbolizes perspective, clarity, and the peace found in long, slow journeys. Fact 136. Wano was created as a land where the past and present drift together in poetic harmony. Oda imagined rolling hills, soft cherry blossoms floating on the wind, and quiet lanterns illuminating evening paths. He wanted the country to feel like a preserved memory, rich with culture, tradition, and serene beauty. Even though the arc carries deeper emotional tones, the island itself remains gentle at its core, shaped by artistry and devotion. Wano's landscapes were drawn to evoke calm reflection, inviting readers to wander through a place where heritage flows like a soft river through time. Fact 137. Whole Cake Island was inspired by the comforting sweetness of childhood imagination. Oda pictured landscapes made of soft creams, warm pastries, and bright, whimsical shapes, an island that feels like a gentle dream brought to life. He wanted the environment to spark quiet delight rather than extravagance. Despite the emotional tension within the story, the island's visual softness keeps the arc wrapped in a sense of fairy tale wonder. Every tree, building, and coastline reflects a playful tenderness, reminding readers of the joy found in creativity and the soothing familiarity of nostalgic fantasies. Fact 138. Fishman Island's role in the New World was to offer readers a soft descent into deeper themes before rising upward again. Oda envisioned the island as a glowing underwater haven, its coral structures illuminated by gentle lights that drift like stars. He wanted the space to feel soothing, even when the story touched on reflection and history. The underwater world moves with slow grace, currents flowing like breath, colors muted into calming hues. Fishman Island stands as a symbolic beginning to the New World journey, offering serenity before the path grows more dreamlike and expansive. Fact 139. The idea of road poneglyphs came from Oda's fascination with ancient secrets that rest quietly beneath the world's surface. He imagined them as gentle markers of long forgotten truths, stones that do not demand attention but patiently wait for understanding. Their deep colors and smooth surfaces carry a sense of timelessness, like messages whispered through centuries. Oda wanted these stones to feel peaceful rather than imposing, representing knowledge preserved with care. Each road poneglyph becomes a soft reminder that history can be a lantern, guiding travelers toward clarity with steady, enduring light. Fact 140. Laugh Tale was conceived as the world's final lullaby, a place where stories, memories, and quiet truths gather like soft waves meeting shore. Oda imagined the island as peaceful, sacred, and gently bright, untouched by turmoil. It represents the end of a long, drifting journey shaped not by intensity, but by understanding. Though its mysteries remain hidden, Oda hints that Laugh Tale holds a calm revelation, something meant to soothe rather than shock. Its existence gives the world a sense of gentle destiny, reminding readers that some answers wait patiently, like dawn rising after a long night. Fact 141. The earliest editorial discussions about One Piece centered on its gentle heart. Oda's editors noticed that despite the vastness of the world, the story carried a warm softness that made readers feel safe. They encouraged him to lean into that peaceful atmosphere, trusting that emotional sincerity would resonate more deeply than spectacle. These early conversations helped shape the series into a long, drifting narrative filled with quiet hope. The editor's support allowed Oda's natural tenderness to remain intact, giving One Piece a soothing foundation that has continued to comfort readers for over 2 decades. Fact 142: Oda's work ethic has always been framed by a soft devotion to his readers. He often says that he draws each page with the thought of someone settling into bed or taking a quiet break during the day, opening the manga like opening a gentle doorway into a calmer world. Knowing this, he pours warmth into even the simplest panels, curves in the clouds, softness in a smile, the glow of lantern light. His commitment to crafting peaceful storytelling moments helped shape the emotional texture of One Piece, creating a series that feels like a companion in all seasons. Our fact 143: the global spread of One Piece began quietly, with readers around the world discovering the series in small, personal ways. Many first encountered it through borrowed volumes, shared recommendations, or late night broadcasts that drifted softly into their lives. Oda has said he feels humbled knowing the story traveled across oceans not through force, but through gentle affection, passed from person to person like a cherished memory. This organic growth reflects the universal warmth in One Piece, showing how stories rooted in kindness can reach hearts far beyond their origin, spreading like peaceful tides. Fact 144: the anime's worldwide success grew from its comforting tone. Viewers connected deeply with its soft atmosphere, sunlit ships, calm horizons, and characters who express emotion openly and sincerely. The series became a quiet refuge for many, a place to return to after long days. Production teams across different languages worked carefully to preserve this warmth, adapting the story with gentle respect. They viewed One Piece not just as an adventure, but as an emotional haven. Their dedication helped the anime resonate universally, turning each episode into a small, soothing journey shared around the world. Fact 145: the global fan base of One Piece is often described by Oda as a quiet constellation, individuals across countries and cultures connected by shared warmth. Fans gather in peaceful conversation, exchanging favorite moments like soft lanterns passed hand to hand. Oda treasures this sense of community, seeing it as proof that kindness travels easily across distances. He believes the story's universal themes, friendship, dreams, gentle resilience, speak to something timeless within people everywhere. This global constellation has helped One Piece become more than a series. It has become a resting place where countless hearts meet softly. Fact 146: translations of One Piece were handled with careful tenderness to preserve the story's emotional cadence. Translators around the world treated the manga like a delicate craft, shaping each line to carry the same softness found in the original Japanese. They aimed to maintain the gentle flow of dialogue, the poetic rhythm of descriptions, and the warmth stitched into every moment. Through this patient work, One Piece became a shared experience across languages, allowing its peaceful spirit to drift into countless cultures with the same tranquil beauty that defines Oda's storytelling. Like 147. Merchandise creation for One Piece has always followed a philosophy of gentle celebration. Oda preferred items that evoke warmth, soft figurines, cozy apparel, and delicate illustrations that capture peaceful moments between characters. The goal was never to overwhelm fans, but to give them small pieces of comfort they could hold close. This led to products that feel personal, nostalgic, and tender, like tiny keepsakes from a long voyage. The subtlety of these designs mirrors the emotional softness of the series, turning merchandise into quiet reminders of the world's gentle, dreamlike atmosphere. Fact 148. The live action discussions that emerged over the years were shaped by Oda's desire for the adaptation to maintain the story's gentle essence. He emphasized atmosphere over spectacle, encouraging teams to focus on warmth, friendship, and emotional sincerity. Oda hoped that any live action version would feel like drifting through familiar memories, soft, colorful, and filled with human warmth. This approach helped guide creative choices, reminding everyone involved that One Piece thrives not on intensity, but on its tender heart. Even conversations behind the scenes were shaped by this commitment to preserving gentleness. Fact 149. Anniversaries of One Piece are celebrated with quiet gratitude. Oda often writes reflective messages to readers, thanking them for walking alongside the story for so many years. His words are gentle, filled with warmth and appreciation. He describes the journey as a shared voyage across a peaceful ocean, guided by the collective dreams of those who hold the series close. Each anniversary serves as a reminder that One Piece is not just a long running story, but a gentle connection woven among millions, an enduring lantern glowing softly through time. Fact 150. Oda has said that when One Piece eventually reaches its final chapter, he hopes readers will feel a deep, peaceful fulfillment, like reaching the end of a long, warm journey. He imagines the farewell as a soft closing of a cherished book, accompanied by calm reflection rather than sadness. His wish is for the ending to feel like a gentle sunrise, illuminating everything that came before with quiet clarity. He hopes the story will rest in people's hearts as a comforting memory, a place they can revisit whenever they need warmth, wonder, or a moment of tranquility. Thank you, dear friend, for drifting with me through this quiet ocean of 150 softly glowing facts. As we come to the end of this long, peaceful voyage, let your breath settle into an easy rhythm, like waves brushing slowly against a moonlit shore. You've traveled through memories, stories, and whispered pieces of a world shaped with tenderness, and now all of it can dissolve gently into the stillness around you. Feel the weight of the day loosening from your shoulders. Feel your thoughts untangle, one by one, like lanterns floating away across calm water. You have given yourself time to rest, and that is a beautiful kindness. Thank you for sharing this quiet space tonight. May your dreams be soft, may your heart be light, and may sleep come to you as gently as falling snow. Good night.